so excited to sit down with this next person. You may have seen her on Huffington Post or Entertainment Weekly or one of her many viral political comedy videos. She's also a friend of mine. Please round of applause for Heather Gardner.
Go, Heather.
What if I want to sit over here? No.
Well, we're going to be joined by a couple other people in a little bit. Before we begin, I just have to say this is a reunion for us. Last time we were on stage was...
Don't tell
don't
them.
say the year. Maybe 6 years ago.
At least.
On a show for Verizon Media called Build Brunch.
Yeah.
We didn't actually eat on that show, so I don't really know why it's called brunch, but I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy you had me. Thank you.
And I'm happy you're here because I think you're one of the smartest people doing political comedy on the internet. She's really, really clever and works really hard. And I want to talk to you about the elections this past week. So it was a resounding victory for the Democrats.
Thank God.
Right, thank God.
What? We can clap for that.
Yeah, do you remember a year ago I was crying on the floor.
I was in this, that was the last time I was in New York.
Oh, wow.
I came to New York to perform a show on election night.
Oh,
I
girl.
thought it was gonna be great.
Yeah, well...
It was not.
It was not. What stood out to you? What stood out to you that maybe you didn't think was going to happen?
Democrats got their shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did.
They really did. I mean, honestly, like, we made a lot of mistakes last year. And so many mistakes.
Excuse me, she is a Glock. And that was going to appeal to the conservative voters.
Well, yeah. No, but I mean, like, we really decided to step it up and learn lessons, which is really hard to do, obviously, and admit when we were wrong, and show up in different ways. And I think the biggest thing, cost of living, is still an issue on everyone's mind.
And I just can't believe that was the number one issue last year in Republicans, because Trump wants to build a ballroom instead of focus on that.
Yeah, he's wasted an entire year.
What stood out to me was, I think we all knew that Trump's win was shallow. He had a shallow group of people, like, not a strong, deep base, and they flipped. I mean, there's one district in New Jersey with the most Hispanic county in the state. Trump won by 3%, Cheryl won by 15%, and this is even amazing stat. During exit polls, 7% of Trump voters voted for these two, which is incredible. And get this, 9% of Trump voters voted for Zohran Mamdani. So that is just, and speaking of him, that's, he obviously, struck a chord with a lot of people. But what do you think of the conversation right now? It's Zohran or is it Abigail Spanberger? Like, what's the lesson we're learning about the Democratic Party right now in 2025?
Well, first of all, social media is super, super important. The new media is super, super important. I mean, Zohran, masterclass in utilizing influencers and different people online, and not necessarily going on CNN and not, getting out into the community is a really, really, really important thing. It's something that I've been preaching forever, but we saw him in unique places. That wasn't a stage. That wasn't the traditional late night shows every single week. And Kamala, love her, but girl messed up, But also, like, not leaning into everybody's been saying for a year now, where's the Joe Rogan of the left?
Right.
Where, I mean, he may have done a couple podcasts, but it wasn't like the focus of his campaign, so he didn't overlearn. It just felt really, really natural in what he was doing.
Well, he ran, as I said, a joyful campaign. I was always surprised how negative Cuomo was, and that kind of was it from the beginning. That I just offering no real vision, while Zohran positive. I mean, this last headline, which is not seeing, like, Gen Z, like he corrected Gen Z loneliness in New York City just because they felt connected volunteering for him.
Is that real?
Yeah,
is that a real
thing? We're covering it, but there was a whole article about the New York Times. And just, I want to clarify for us, if any of you all care, the housing proposals did pass, and they were controversial, but it means more housing is going to get built.
Thank God, we need it.
Sometimes progressives, we get in our own way, and this is cutting.
So wait a minute, when you guys are finished with Mamdani, can you just send him over to California? Because we need some houses out there too. That's where I
know,
live.
you guys can't build anything.
I don't know why we won't get out of our own way.
Well, speaking of California though, Prop 50.
Thank God, yes.
That was,
massive.
Okay, what are your opinions of Gavin Newsom? Before or after this whore? Okay, Prop 50.
I'm such a flip-flopper with Gavin. And here's the thing, too, is like, I love that I'm not in a cult. I love that the Democrats, we don't just fawn over our leaders because they're simply our leaders and because he's got great hair, No, but I mean, sometimes I love him, sometimes I hate him. I think that's natural when it comes to our leaders, which, right now I like him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he took a risk, and I think that's a lesson Democrats take the risk.
Well, also fight fire with fire, too, because, like, Democrats, we have been sitting here like, we are better than the trolling, and we are better than the fighting.
When they go low, they go high.
When we go low, they go high. Love you, Michelle. But, this is the guy who's really leading the model of, no, when they go low, we got to get a shovel sometimes.
Let's dig. Let's
dig a hole, and then we'll all just sit in it together.
For you, how do you feel like covering these elections were trying to make people who don't live in these places care about them? Because you've been making videos. I mean, you see Heather's videos. They're not just like talking to camera. They're sketches. They're produced. Like, what goes behind it? Like trying to get people's interest.
Well, I would not recommend. It's like a 0 out of 10. No, it's hard. And here's the thing too, is like, I take a lot of ownership. I have a lot of pride in the work that I do, but I spend a lot of days, especially last year when the election, the big election, and it's obviously narcissistic to think that like one video is going to change like someone's mind or change votes or change an entire election even, but I feel that every time I hit post. And if a video goes viral, I feel great. And if a video that it's super, super important, there's so many issues, and I try to.
There are so many issues.
There are so many issues, Lucas. So many. Most of them right here. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, like, I get really down when a video doesn't perform well, and I cry so many tears thinking, what more can I possibly do?
I post thirst traps to make up for it. And then
Is that right? Does it work for you?
I mean, like I need some random troll to say avocado.
I gotta play host for a second. Who's like the craziest person that's like slid into your DMs after a thirst trap?
Oh, they're dark individuals. I don't even want to. Gremlins from the abyss. You don't even want to know. I don't get anyone hot inside my DMs. I'm too much for people. Like they're like this guy.
He's got a lot of issues.
I want to actually get your opinion on before we bring on the panel. I was listening to Kamala Harris on Jon Stewart's podcast, and she said something that was really interesting. She goes, "We have to understand that there are no low information voters anymore. Everyone has information they either hear from their friends, their family, a TV, a thing on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and we need to learn how to meet people where they are."
Yeah, but I'll push back on that. Like, sure, like low information doesn't mean it's the correct information.
Exactly. It's most likely not.
It could be misinformation. If you want to say, sure, we are all informed in some way or another, but
But that's the problem, right? We're not all informed. So when you're making these videos, like, do you kind of come into consideration, like, how do I get that person who maybe has the wrong idea of this exact topic?
I mean, I went to journalism school,
right.
And that before
journalism.
What is that? What is that? No, I tend not to age myself, but I literally went to journalism school before YouTube even existed. I learned about YouTube in college, and I had no idea when I entered that field years ago that it was going to be like this, right? Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, I really honestly think that like I don't approach anything of like trying to change someone's mind. I'm just trying to put out the correct and factual information. And I truly hope, and like why I leaned into comedy and satire and sketches and things like that is because I'm trying to, we're in the attention game right now. It's just scroll. And if I can dress up as a 1950s housewife and say something silly and have a baby fall out, of my legs or whatever, and it gets you to stop and watch the video, like that, I'm gonna do that. Someone that I heard gasps.
She goes there. Most recently, she was a mob wife from Jersey.
Yes,
that was good.
Jersey, yes.
Yeah, that came easy to you.
No, I practiced that accent for days. No, but I mean, like, honestly, truthfully, I'm just trying to put out the correct information. And even though I don't practice journalism anymore, like professionally, it really seeps into my content. And I just try to put out the correct information and have this level of professionalism that does not exist in a lot of places. And even on the Democrat side too. Like, I cite all my sources. I think it's just important. And I just want to make sure that like anyone who comes to my page, sure, laugh at a funny video, but always know that what we say is rooted in fact.
Yeah, that's so brave of you to do that.
I know, right? I'm so brave to speak like the actual truth.
Well, no, she's right though. And I want to continue the conversation.